Now today we will start our lecture number 20. Synchronous machine on infinite bus. So in the previous lecture, has been discussed that two alternators are working in parallel. Effect of excitation under no load condition and effect of excitation on load condition. Similarly, effect of change in mechanical torque under load condition as well as no load condition. So it is found that when there is a change in the excitation, there is a slight change in the voltage, terminal voltage of the two alternators. Similarly, whenever there is a change in mechanical input, there is a slight change in the frequency or speed of the two alternators. Those are working in parallel. But here, the synchronous machine or the alternator which is connected on infinite bus, the behavior of synchronous machine or synchronous alternator is quite different as compared to the two alternators working in parallel. Here the machine, synchronous alternator, whose excitation EMF is EF at an angle of delta, and say it is a simply cylindrical rotor machine. So it having only one reactance, synchronous reactance XS, and armature current is IA, where armature resistance is neglected. It is connected to the infinite bus, where the bus voltage is say VB, it is kept constant. The voltage VB and the frequency of infinite bus will remain constant regardless of the load. Either the machine is connected or alternator is connected or disconnected. So under such condition, it is quite difficult, different as compared to the two alternators working in parallel. So under such condition, say this is the excitation EMF of alternator under no load condition, and similarly this is the excitation EMF, or sorry, we can say that the EMF terminal voltage of a bus is, we are able to draw, it is in same magnitude in such a way that the current in the local circuit is 0. So in local circuit, this is say VB, and it is EMF of alternator or synchronous machine is EF. So this is under such condition where the alternator neither supplying load, neither taking current from the infinite bus. So under such condition, there is no flow of current at all from generator to infinite bus and from infinite bus to the machine, and it is called as a alternator is floating or synchronous machine floating over on the bus, isn't it? Now our first objective to examine effect of change in excitation under no load condition. Under no load condition. So under no load condition, both voltage and back EMF as well as back EMF, or you can call as a excitation EMF, is same. Bus voltage and excitation EMF is same, and machine is called as a floating one. So here both voltages are shown equal. Excitation EMF is equal to the bus voltage, and the current is equal to 0. So no current is there. Now let the excitation of alternator has been increased. Okay, it will increase the excitation EMF EF. So under such condition, the excitation EMF is going to increase at a small value. This is the excitation EMF, increase in excitation EMF, and it is say it is equal to under such condition the current is going to flow in the local circuit. So it is J IC into XS, synchronous reactance, and definitely again here the reactance is dominantly inductive, and we have increased the excitation EMF. So the current is lagging with respect to the excitation EMF by 90 degree. So this is the current IC which is lagging by 90 degree. This is the IC and it is lagging by 90 degree. This is an increase in excitation. Increase in excitation. Okay. So under such condition, the circulating current or synchronizing current is lagging with the excitation EMF. See here, the current IC is lagging by 90 degree with excitation EMF EF. Hence, the current IC produces demagnetizing effect, demagnetizing armature MMF. So when it produces a demagnetizing armature MMF, the effect of this armature demagnetizing effect, the excitation EMF start decreasing. Okay, and again it will decrease, or the excitation demagnetizing effect will remain there till the excitation EMF EF become equal to the bus voltage or bus voltage. So we can say that here the exciting current, so we can say that here the synchronizing current or circulating current again bring the synchronous machine into synchronous machine EMF is equal to the terminal voltage of or it is equal to the bus voltage. Okay, now this is increase in excitation. If you have a decrease in excitation, say here both the EMF and is same. Initially your EMF generated EMF is equal to the back EMF is equal to the bus voltage, infinite bus voltage. Now the excitation has been decrease in excitation. So what happened? The EMF of the alternator get decreases. So there is a decrease in EMF, say EF dash, and this is the decrease in this amount is the decrease in excitation voltage EF. So as this is decreased, the current is in the leading side, the circulating current is in the leading side. So this is the exciting current. So here the circulating current. So here the circulating current IC is leading by 90 degree with EF dash, hence magnetizing effect. So because of this magnetizing effect, the excitation EMF increases and this effect will remain there till excitation EMF become equal to the infinite bus voltage. So under such both condition, the circulating current or the synchronizing current help to resynchronize or make excitation voltage of alternator equal to the bus voltage. So this is the no load condition. Now we will see under the load condition. Under load operation, we will consider that this is the I'll say first we'll write under on load operation. Change in excitation. Say this is the bus voltage or the terminal voltage VB. Now there is a reactance drop. It is IA axis, JIA axis, and this is the excitation EMF. Excitation EMF EF, and the angle between terminal voltage or bus voltage and excitation EMF, say delta, only delta, not delta 1, what is only delta 1 is delta, and the current under this situation is at zero angle, that is a current is in phase, or we can say that current is in phase with the voltage, power factor angle is 0, and machine is working at unity power factor. So this is the value of current IA. This is the value of current, armature current IA. Now for the P delta characteristic, P is equal to EF VB here divided by synchronous reactance into sine delta. So when the load is constant, we are keeping load is constant. No doubt there is a load on the alternator, but it is a load is constant. Under such condition, the terminal voltage of bus is constant, reactance is constant, power is constant. So definitely the variable one is the EF sine delta is a variable one, or we can vary here. So this is the point. Whereas this this is reactive component will remain same. So say this is this one, it is again should remain constant. So it is EF sine delta. This should remain constant, isn't it? Let the excitation has been increased. Let excitation has been increased. What will happen? The excitation EMF is going to increase. Okay. So new excitation EMF, say it is increased up to this value. Definitely when there is excitation, this will remain constant. So there is an increase in reactance voltage drop, or reactance drop is there. and this increase in reactance drop EF1, it is IA1 excess. This has to be fulfilled by increase in armature current. So the current IA is going to increase by IA1, whereas the excitation, whereas that reactance drop in quadrature or in 90 degree with the armature current. So it will be 90 degree only when the armature current is in such a way that it has a two component of armature current, definitely increase in armature current. So there is a two component. One is the active component and second is the reactive component. So reactive component is nothing but the circulating current IC, and this is the total current. This is the current. New value of current is IA1. It is lagging at an angle of θ1, and the angle between EF and this one, angle between excitation EMF EF1 and EB is a new value. It is going to change by delta. So this is the value of current. Now here the power factor angle become power factor cos θ1 is there. Now excitation decreases. We have decreased the excitation. So when there is a decrease in excitation, the excitation EMF will be smaller. Okay, the excitation EMF will be smaller, and under such condition, this is the new diagram. So this is the IA2 X2 J, and this is EF2. Okay, so this new angle will be theta delta 3. So in such a way that EF1 EF sine delta is equal to EF1 sine delta 1 is equal to E2 EF2 sine delta 2 for load is constant, isn't it? So under such condition, now here it is the value of I2 in such a way that I2 X2 should be in quadrature with the current, isn't it? So the current will be here. The current will be here, say the current is, say, this is the current I2, IA2, and the power factor is leading, and say this angle is theta 3. So any change in the excitation, there is a change in excitation, there is no change in the terminal voltage. So as it is connected to the infinite bus, the bus voltage does not alter, whereas the alternator either working on unity power factor, it may work on the leading power factor, it may work on the lagging power factor, or it is supplying more reactive power, supplying less reactive power. Now one more is that in any case, the active component of current, active component of armature current remains same. What it means? See here, IA is equal to either IA1 cos θ1 is equal to IA2 cos θ2. So it means that when the active component is remain same, the power P is equal to V IA cos theta will remain same. Either it may be IA1 cos theta 1, IA2 cos theta 2. So the power will remain same. So it is the conclusion in such, we can conclude that by altering the excitation of alternator, when the alternator is connected to infinite bus, this is the major one. First, terminal voltage does not alter. Terminal voltage does not alter. Second, increase in excitation alternator supplies more reactive power and works on lagging power factor. Yes, as soon as you increase the excitation, the current lags, always anti-clockwise direction, the current lags, the magnitude of current increases, the reactive power IC cos theta sin IC sin delta sin theta, that is a reactive component get increases. It means that it will supply more reactive power and work on the poor power factor. Decrease in excitation, alternator supplies less reactive power and works on leading power factor. So it is quite clear that the excitation only change the reactive power supplied by the alternators, isn't it? The active power will remain same. So this can be explained with this one also. So here the synchronous machine, it is connected to infinite bus whose excitation in such a way that the excitation EMF and bus voltage is same. Now as soon as we increase the excitation, this is for the no load operation, this is no load operation. As soon as you increase the excitation EMF increases with respect to the infinite bus voltage, as this is in such a way that the current in the circulating current IC is lagging with respect to 90 degree, and it produces the demagnetizing effect. Because of this demagnetizing effect, the excitation EMF start decreasing, and this process will remain there till excitation EMF become equal to the bus voltage. Similarly, if the excitation decreases, the current IC circulating current or the synchronizing current, it is in the lagging side, it is in the leading side, and it produces the magnetizing effect. So here it is a magnetizing armature reaction, and here demagnetizing armature reaction, and again the both voltages come equal. So the machine is in floating condition. Now it is on load condition. This is on load condition. Again change in the excitation. Okay, so this is the first case where this is the bus voltage. It is the reactance drop, and it is excitation EMF. Here the magnitude of excitation EMF and bus voltage are same. So machine is or alternator is working at unity power factor. The current IA in phase with the bus voltage. Okay. Now as soon as the excitation has been increased, so again here the power P is equal to EF VB upon XS into sine delta, isn't it? So this is constant, this constant. So variable one is the EF. Sine delta is can vary by exchange in the excitation. As soon as we increase the excitation magnitude is increased EF1, and this will increase the voltage drop across the reactance IA XS1. So it is IA1 XS1. So this IA1 is lagging with an angle θ1, and there is a circulating current IC1. It is in the reactive component, and it is the quadrature component of the current, armature current, isn't it? Now, if the excitation has been decreased, again, the current should be in quadrature, or the IA axis drop in quadrature with the armature current. So this is the armature current IA2. So, but in this case, this active component of current will remain same. So IA is equal to IA1 cos θ1 is equal to IA2 cos θ2 will remain same. So this is it means that the active power will remain same. Only generator or synchronous machine will supply more reactive power when excitation has been increased. It will supply less reactive power when the excitation has been decreased. And this is the armature current. The magnitude of armature current is minimum at unity power factor. As the excitation increases, machine will supply reactive power to the infinite bus. It will supply reactive power infinite bus and work on the lagging power factor. So here, see here, the magnitude of the current get increases. So there is an increase in armature current and supplies lagging reactive power to infinite bus. When the excitation decreases, again the magnitude of current get increases, regard here, but the generator will supply leading kVr to the infinite bus, isn't it? So in this way, this is the effect of change in excitation under load condition as well as under no load condition.